Hey, what's up, you guys? Um, well, apparently,
Whatever it's called, thieves,
you
dungeon,
could hear
whatever,
me, like,
hideout.
kind of in and out,
Yeah, we
on
do.
this video.
Yeah, we got here. Whatever.
Yeah, we got to the Thieves Dungeon, that's all I said.
Now I'm having some difficulty getting around. Oh god, I'm a rabbit again.
Yeah, I turned
Bye.
into a rabbit, and I wasn't really happy about that. Yeah, you hear that noise? That was my mic cutting out, like, in the middle of my recording. Like, I didn't realize that it did it, but it started, like, irritating me, and I'm like, are you serious? When I went to go edit it. So I'm like watching me edit it, and I'm like, blah. And I'm really upset about my mic, but like it's been working recently, so it really didn't make sense, like why it was doing that. But anyways, yeah, I started fighting the little skeletons and collecting their stuffs because I blew myself up with the bomb and I needed hearts. Then these guys, I threw skulls at them because they're jerks and they try to kill me. And yeah, now my phone is going off like crazy, and that staticky noise is making me upset. I go over here and try to make my way through and keep getting hit by the stupid spikes and the stupid little skull thing and keep dying. So I go up here, I fight and kill the little red guy, and I'm like, why can't I go? Where's the little switch? And I try to kill this thing, but I can't figure out how to do it. I know how to. So I figured it out. You have to kill a little inside red thing. And I was like, oh, okay, now I can go kill the rest of these. So I go in here and try to attack him. But I keep missing, and then he came out and killed me, and I'm like, bleh, dead. Game over. Sad face. So I'm like, okay, let's try this again. So I go back in here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run all the way through and jump down here and go up. Like, oh my god, like, I don't like doing everything repeatedly over and over again, so whatever. And then I get hit by this thing, and I'm like, gosh, dog it. Then I turn to a rabbit again, and I'm like, god, stop. And apparently, if you get hit as a rabbit, you turn back into Link, which I thought was weird. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, go all the way back to where I was, do the same exact thing I did just a second ago, but he gave me a heart that time, even though I just lost it because the other guy hit me because he's a jerk.
I have like no health. Get out of my way, dude. I can't even kill those little red circle things.
There's me
Get
talking
out of
again.
very.
I was really upset about the little red guys. Like, they were really irritating me, and the fire was irritating me too.
Two guys out of the way. There's one more right there, but I'm.
And I was like, I'm just gonna run past these guys, like I don't even care anymore. Then I accidentally flashed my sword when I meant to pick up the skull. I don't know why that happened, but I was being an idiot, so I was like, okay, time to go do this all over again. For like the third time.
Dude, just stop playing. You suck at this game.
Yes, that's what Link was telling me.
I rule at like every other Zelda game. Like all the other ones I've ever played, I got 100% completed.
I turned to a rabbit again.
But it's just this one.
I was saying how I was terrible at this specific
so terrible
Zelda
that I remember
game.
using action replay just to beat it.
Yes, I cheated on this game like a long time ago when I got it for the Game Boy Advance.
I think someone suck at Zelda.
Apparently it's very easy to suck at Zelda. As you can see, I keep dying.
So your dead friend at you.
I threw his dead friend at him. And I kept like trying to attack it, and I kept getting hurt myself. And I'm like, gosh, dog it. Like, I should have just left him alone. They were irritating me. So I was like, whatever.
Which isn't true, because I've gotten past everything else.
It just took me forever.
It took me forever, but...
Ha! I remember what I said.
Dude. Dude, stop. This isn't fair.
I wanted to punch him in the face.
Okay, that's really not fair. Okay, I'm gonna cry. Sobbing in the background, that's just me. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Just crying. What the fuck? I didn't know it was that game, but apparently. Which doesn't make sense. I guess these enemies just take away a lot of friggin' heart. Oh god. Okay, let's try this again without attacking the skeleton.
You can kind of hear me.
Because that's how Link does it. He steals the hearts of his enemies to get stronger.
Yes.
Oh god.
I love that picture too. It's a picture of Link and Navi's like, take the heart container. And Link is like, he looks down at the enemy and he's like, I'm gonna take his heart out. And he's like holding it over his head. Like, it's really creepy, but funny at the same time.
Okay, it's the fire that I'm scared of.
I am scared of that fire.
Not so much the little jelly blob things that are shooting their insides at me with the blob.
Yeah, that's kind of weird that they do that. I got a
Oh,
key.
thank you.
I'm like,
I wonder if I have to hit this. Let's check before we start jumping to conclusions. What the heck is this thing? Ugly. I'm gonna kill it.
I chased the little cricket around for a second. Thought it was ugly, so I wanted to destroy it and murder it and never have it come back to life.
Didn't know how to do it. No, no.
Then that was like, I'm gonna turn you to a rabbit. And I was like, hell no, you ain't having
Yeah,
that.
it's me, Zelda. Don't be deceived by
By the magic of the blind thief, be careful.
What the heck?
You could probably hear me, so whatever.
Whoa!
Yeah, then I was attacked by these weird skeleton snake things, and I was like, no ma'am.
They're like the stupid snakes from earlier in the series. Okay, apparently I need to go do something with the skulls, so I do need to do that with the switch. Ah, run.
I still got
How do
hit.
you like that? Like my running skills.
See, and like, you could hear me for this part of the recording. I don't know what happened at the very beginning. It was really irritating me, though.
I don't like those things. They're creepy.
See?
Oh, you get back here. Yeah.
I had to.
Face bug.
Yeah, I had to kill those.
Oh, more.
I wasn't having it here.
Ah.
Like, they all
Okay,
just
that
killed
wasn't
me.
fair at all.
It wasn't.
I got far though.
And now my speakers are like being weird. And there goes my mic. It just cut off again. It's making that weird noise. I'm just gonna turn that off so you can't really hear it. I mean, it's not like you can hear me saying anything anyways. But yeah, like, it's really like pissed me off. Like, I was not having it. But so I continue, I go all the way back. I don't know why I ran into the skeleton, I was being stupid. So this is a post-recording, voice recording, playing with video, yeah, anyways. So I was like, I'm gonna try to kill this, and I'm like, okay, this isn't happening. It kept killing me instead, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna run. And I get hit by fire, and I dodge, and weave, and dodge, and weave, and keep going. I'm like, no, Mr. Blob, we don't need your help today. And I get like squished by all the spikes and almost die. I go back up here. I'm like, die, you stupid bug. I press the switch, go all the way back into this room. I'm like, oh god, more bugs, yay, again. For like the 100th time. Get away from me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run in here, run back in this room, try to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. I try to kill all the bugs, get the bombs, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do right here? And I die. And I'm like, fuck. Then I start all the way back at the beginning. And I'm like, God damn it, son of a bitch. I gotta go all the way back from this stupid room. So I'm like, fuck me. So I run and run and run and run. Go up the little stairs and go over here. I'm like, oh, fireball. I go in this little door, and I'm like, ah, more fireballs. And then I'm like, oh, he's chasing me. Get away. And I'm like, I don't know what to do here, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna run into this room before I die. I'm gonna run up and up and try to avoid as many things as possible. I killed the blob the same way I've been killing it with the stupid skull. And I'm like, I'm gonna try to run through the spikes again. Instead of taking my time, I just ran right through them again. So I try to blow that up to see if it does anything. It doesn't. So I'm like, God, why? I tried to kill the bug with the skull, but that clearly didn't work. So I run all... I tried to see if those will blow up. They don't. I just blew myself up in the process. So I run. I try to kill the bugs again. I'm like, okay, that floor is most likely not going to blow up, and I die again. I'm starting to think I need a death count for this entire series, because obviously, like, I'm tempted to go back and watch every video and just start a death count. Like, how many times did I die in this game? Or at least do it for every dungeon, because this shit's ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go all the way back to the room and see if maybe, just maybe, I can do it this time. I have faith in myself that I can do it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna run in the room. I'm gonna go down here, grab the skull, try not to get hit by the fire, and kill that guy. Then we're gonna run, avoid, and like what I didn't remember, like doing that part right there, the little red, excuse me, excuse me, the little red thing right there with the skull on it. If you use the magic powder on it, they turn into fairies, and I completely forgot about it, like while I was doing this dungeon, and I died by the spikes. But like I knew that was gonna happen sooner or later, because I wasn't being careful in how I did it. So I'm like, okay, it's time to run all the way back again. And the fire's like following me, and I'm like, get away from me, fire. We don't play that game. So I have to go all the way back, and I'm like, God damn it, this is like the 100th time I've done this. Why can't I do it? Because you would think you'd get better each time you do it, but the case is not that for me, because I keep dying. I think this time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to see what's in that other door. I think it's this time. If it's not this time, it's next time. But I remember I did it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out that other door to see if maybe, just maybe, I can freaking get something accomplished. So I tried to kill one of them. I did actually kill one of them. And I'm like, ah. I'm like, okay, avoid you. Avoid you. I'm like, oh, get out of my way. I'm like, oh, great, I get hit by the fire. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back in this room. I'm like, avoid the jelly man. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be smart this time and not kill myself with spikes. I'm like, okay, the hook shot obviously just is gonna hook me to the item, so I'm gonna use my boomerang. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So instead of going up, I decide to go down, because there's a room right there, and I'm like, okay, I want to go and see what's in the room. So I go in the room. I'm like, okay, this is the room I was in earlier where I killed the guy and almost got killed by the little jelly man. So I run in here and I'm like, oh god, for the love of God, everything's moving. I don't like it. I'm like, oh, switch. I'm like, okay, let's go in here. And I'm like, oh, we're back at the skeletons. Lovely. So for some reason, I'm like, I wonder if this room changed at all. It didn't. It is the same exact empty room that it was earlier. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run down here. Since I already did it once, maybe I can try to do it again and check out that other room. Like, geez, it just feels like I ran in circles and did nothing. I mean, at least I explored a little bit and kind of got a feel of what the hell I was doing. Even though I'm probably going to die this time around because I only have 3 hearts now. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and my best to survive. So I go up this door and I'm like, okay, I can avoid this room right here towards the bottom and just go up. And I'm like, God, that stupid freaking thing hit me again. Like, stop hitting me. That's not freaking cool. I'm like, oh God. Like, I got so fucking paranoid that I was gonna die at that part. And I'm like, okay, avoid the spikes at all costs. So I come in here and I'm like, die, you stupid bug thing. I don't like you. I want you dead. So I'm like, okay, pick up skulls, get items. Pick up skulls, get items. Maybe there's a heart. There's no heart. So I go in here and I'm like, God, leave me alone, you stupid bugs. I hate you all. I'm like, avoid, avoid, avoid. Go in this room with a bomb. So I can try to figure out how the hell. I'm like, I'm gonna put a bomb here. And I'm like, I can't pick it up and throw it. Because I couldn't figure it out at first. I was like, how do you pick up the bombs and throw them? Because obviously you're supposed to throw one in there. I mean, they wouldn't have made that little section like they did if they didn't want you to throw one in there. I was having like the hardest time trying to figure out how to throw one in there. And I'm like, fuck me. And I'm like, I'm gonna die here in a second. Like, I better try to kill these little grasshopper things before they kill me. So I'm like, God damn it, I still can't figure this shit out. So I keep putting bombs there, thinking I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm like, God damn it, like, I keep trying to hit the bomb, I guess, to knock it over there. It's not working. So I'm like, I wonder if maybe I use the bombos. So I do it. Here's me thinking it's gonna blow everything up in the room, including the little square. It doesn't blow up the square. I don't know what possessed me to think that it would. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need the cape. Maybe I need to disappear and reappear on the other side. And I'm like, okay, fuck, that's not working either. So obviously I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm like, I wonder maybe if I can do something. I don't even know. Like, I was gonna use the mirror, but I was like, wait a minute. If I use the mirror, I'm gonna teleport back to the beginning. Better not do that. So I try to use the hook shot, and it doesn't go past the little bar. I'm like, fuck. Like, why is none of this working? I was like, maybe if I push the tables or pull the tables, and nothing. I'm like, okay, I'll try to pull this. I'll try to pull this. I'm like, none of this is working. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll figure it out next time. And I did figure it out next time, just in case you're wondering. So like and favorite if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next episode of A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. See you guys then. Adios.